Charles. I'm the Suffolk County Council lead for antisocial behaviour and hate crime. As part of that role, I also manage the Suffolk Hate Crime Service. As part of my role, I manage a team of hate crime officers who are employed by either the County Council or Suffolk Police, and their role is to support victims of hate crime. And also we do awareness training for staff, for service users and for other professions to actually understand about hate crime and the impact it has on victims. I think in all hate crime we're never going to understand what prevalence there is. We know there are people in society that do challenge others for the way they are and will target people's difference, and homophobia is no different to somebody who may be targeted for their race. The impact can have a slight change because with homophobia a lot of people may not wish others to know that their sexual orientation, and sometimes they'll be targeted and be outed without their actual wish to do so. We're supporting by linking with a lot of agencies nationally and internationally to support reporting of hate crime and homophobia in particular for IDAHO. But also we're having the rainbow flag flown by County Council and police buildings, and we have a drop-in at the Green Rat for people to come and talk to us about hate crime and homophobia in particular.
Hello, I am Adrian Pittock. I work in the waste management team, and I am the chair of the Suffolk County Council Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender Network. Well, the network exists to provide a place for staff in the council who are LGBT to meet together and to support each other if they feel they need support. And it also, very importantly, provides a voice for the lesbian and gay people in the council. And so that when we make sure that when we are putting together policies, programmes, plans, all the services, all the things that the county does, that we really do include the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community in our thinking. And I think another one that's also really important is that we actually challenge things. The council is a great place to work. It's fine being gay here, it's fine being gay in Suffolk, but actually we need to make sure it stays that way. And sometimes things aren't quite so good, and I think it is really important then that we challenge. And we have been doing some of that, and that has been sort of getting us noticed, but it's not a job that's done, it's not a job that's finished. And so that's why we need a voice in the council, and that's why we're really pleased that the council is starting to listen. Well, IDAHO is an important day because it is the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia, and it is celebrated or marked throughout over 100 countries across the world, because still, it is amazing to think that still there are 80 countries in the world where it is not safe, it's not okay to be gay. It is a criminal offence to have a same-sex relationship, and that's got to be challenged. In some countries in the world, I think there are 9 countries in the world where people can actually face death if they are gay. And so it is important, we're in a country where that is not the case, and it's important that we show solidarity for communities and countries across the world where people are fighting to have more equality for people. It is really important that Andy Fry is supporting us in the way that he is, and I think that is a really, really positive move, because whatever I say as a gay woman is me just talking for myself, people think, but actually when you've got a straight ally or somebody like Andy who has a very high position in the authority, what he said when he supports our cause, when he talks about how important it is that lesbian and gay people have as good an experience of working for Suffolk County Council as anybody else, it really carries some weight. And also, again, it's not I am the chair of the staff Lesbian Gay Network, but actually, of course, there are many, many gay people out there who are using the services of Suffolk County Council, and we're speaking for them. And I have 2 children who are in schools in Suffolk, so again, it's really important that we make sure that the services that we offer and sort of activities we're involved with really, we're reaching out and we're making sure that lesbian gay people have a voice across Suffolk.
Of course, I'm Andy Fry. I'm a Corporate Director at Suffolk County Council. I'm also the County's Chief Fire Officer. Well, in general terms, Chris, I think that everybody has the right to enjoy a safe and fulfilling life. And for some people, the reality is that that's more difficult than it is for others, for a whole range of reasons, including at times because of their sexual orientation. And that can't be right. And I very much think that it's the job of people who work in public service like me to help level the playing field for those people so that they're able to flourish. The other thing that I would say is that if people are going to contribute as much as they possibly can when they're at work, and we want that at Suffolk County Council, it's really what our Aspire programme is all about, then they have to feel comfortable in the working environment. And if people sense or experience any kind of prejudice, it tends to mean that they close in on themselves and they're not able to bring their whole self to work. And we need people to be doing that because we need them to be creative, innovative, and come up with the kind of ideas that can do the very best for the people of this county of ours. And they can't do that if they feel constrained in the workplace. So it's important for a whole range of reasons. Fortunately, I absolutely don't think that that's the case, and that's not just the view that I have. In a recent meeting with colleagues from Suffolk County Council's lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender group, the LGBT group, what they told me was that in general terms, Suffolk County Council is a fantastic place for gay people to work, which was really reassuring for me. But obviously there are things that we can do to improve, so we're working together with that group of people now to come up with some ideas that are going to make what's already a great place for gay people to work an absolutely fantastic place for them to work. Well, as your question suggests, the first thing that I noted was just how inspiring they were as a group of people. I really enjoyed meeting them, and they are so committed to providing support to gay people in Suffolk County Council so that they enjoy working for the organisation, but also so that they can contribute an awful lot to the organisation. The other thing that happened was that whilst I was talking to them, listening to what they had to say, the penny really dropped for me about how important it was for straight people like me in senior positions to really advocate for gay people in the workplace. And there's a whole range of reasons why that's important, not least because the message about the importance of recognising gay issues coming from a straight person can land differently with people. If it's a gay person talking about gay issues, there's just a chance that people will say, well, you would say that, wouldn't you, because you're a gay person. But when the message is coming from a straight person, I think it comes from a different perspective and on that basis lands in a different way. So of course, we want people from the LGBT network talking about gay issues, helping their colleagues to understand how they can work to make this a fantastic place. But it's also important for straight people like me to operate as the term is straight allies, and I'm really keen to do that. Well, it's several-fold, but I think the most important thing for me is about the leadership role that I fulfil. So I need to be visible, clear and consistent so that there is a message coming from me as the, if you like, the senior champion of LGBT issues in Suffolk County Council, that these things are really important. So that's the nature of the leadership. I'd also say that it's important, it's rooted in me properly understanding the issues from the perspective of gay people. And that's why the meeting with Adrian and her colleagues was so important and so useful for me. And I'll continue to work with them so that I operate as a spokesperson for the organisation, but also on behalf of our lesbian and gay colleagues in the County Council. Well, our country's not perfect, but in relative terms, it is a very, very tolerant place to live and work, which is a great thing. But unfortunately, that isn't the case everywhere in the world. And when you look at what's going on elsewhere in the world, there are people who are vilified, criminalised, and even, and this is an unbelievable thing to have to say, some people are put to death because of their sexual orientation, and that is completely outrageous. So there is a very serious side to IDAHO Day, and that's about organisations and people who work in places like Suffolk standing up and saying that some of the things that are going on around the world and in this country at times are completely unacceptable, recognising that they're going on and making a stand. So that's why it's important for us to mark IDAHO Day. We're fortunate here in Suffolk in general terms. We need to recognise that some people are not in that place and things need to be done about it.